Hello Aries, this is Marley with Fawn and Fire Intuitive. I hope you guys are doing awesome. Hope that you are staying safe and healthy. I'm going to be looking into the next 6 months. This will be for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So if this doesn't resonate with you, you can check out one of my videos for your Moon, Rising, or Venus sign. Like I said, I'm going to be looking into the next 6 months. If you guys are looking for a personal reading or you're interested in my courses, there's information in the box below, or you can just shoot me an email at Fawn and Fire Intuitive. If you guys are on Instagram, I am there too, Fawn and Fire Intuitive. All right, so I pulled the oracle cards ahead of time, and then I'm going to use my zombie tarot. So let's get an overview for the next 6 months. So the first card we have is the Dead End. The second card we have is the Animal in reverse. And then we have the Mountain. Okay. So with this Dead End here, it's highly likely that you're going to have some situations that are kind of closing themselves out, or you're running up against certain obstacles, or you just feel oppressed, which most of us do right now, living in quarantine. So there could be something that you're really wanting to pursue, but if you kind of look, it's like, you know, like you see those tunnels and they just get smaller and smaller and smaller towards the end until there is no way to continue to get through. I feel like you're coming into a situation like that, and it's not a negative thing because we have the Mountain here, and the Mountain, this card's so interesting because it's like when we're hiking and climbing a mountain, we want to summit, we want to get to the top and be able to look out and see the view and have the victory. And this card, it signifies sometimes going up is not the answer, like getting to the summit, getting to the outcome. This card is a big reminder that it's really important to look for the gold on the trail, to dig. Okay, so for some of you it could be, have you seen that? It's like a little comic where it's like one guy's digging and he gives up and turns around and there's another guy digging under him, and he keeps going, and there's just like this thin wall between him and the gold. So it could be that even if you're feeling boxed in, like something's not going to happen, it could be that you need to either look and dig in another area, or there's something that you're meant to really learn from it, something that's going to be very important. And with this Animal in the reverse, I'm thinking about how a dog's sense of smell, and how he is able to like sniff out things like that humans can't. So this is very interesting. It almost seems like you're running into a dead end in the next 6 months. It's going to feel like a dead end. It's going to feel like, oh, this is getting more and more restrictive. I can't breathe. And yet it's like putting you on the trail towards gold, towards something really valuable. So I want to get some more information about this before I look into the rest of the oracle cards. Aries. For some of you, I'm hearing that you could be holding on to something, and it feels like it's getting more and more restrictive. There's more and more obstacles, and really, instead of continuing to try to push your way through or ignoring it, because it's just going to get heavier and more boxed in, it might be important to kind of start looking in another direction, because there could be something good right around you. But let's get more information. Okay. All of these cards came out in reverse, and the deck is not in reverse, okay? So this is going to be the first message, and then we'll get into more and we'll look into the love. But we have the Four of Swords in reverse. So one thing I feel is very important, you could be pursuing something wholeheartedly that is in your head. It's not like showing up in real life, and you keep wanting to get to this outcome. But we have the Knight of Hazards in reverse too. This is the slowest moving knight. And this is the knight that actually has an offer, something tangible, okay? And he's in reverse. And this little zombie's in a car accident with the top down. And then we have the Four of Hazards in reverse, okay? So this is letting go of something you've been holding on to for a long time. Then we have the Star in reverse, because it might not be the actual wish come true. You know, you get to the summit of the mountain and you can look out and you can see all the stars and everything's beautiful, but it seems like what you're looking for is actually within the mountain, okay? That what you're going through right now, there is a treasure to be found within this, and it's important for you to start sniffing it out, because we have the Lovers in reverse too, okay? So this is, it can be a choice, it can be something that really satisfies your soul, but it's almost like something that you've been holding on to for a long time. It's like you might have been ignoring the obstacles, ignoring the red lights, and maybe you're experiencing it in your head a lot, but with this Four of Hazards in the reverse, it's almost like you're blocking out things right around you. You have the Queen of Wands in reverse too. So fire sign, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. You could be neglecting your own health, your own passions a little bit. And so, and then we have the Moon. There's a lot it's like, certain things you're really maybe experiencing them in the 4D or the 5D, or you're really holding on to something. Let's turn over some more of these cards. Communication, number 14. Remembrance, number 38. Tantric journey, number 42. The frequency of the tantric journey helps us to unlock the hidden knowledge and wisdom that we intrinsically hold about how to reach a state of wholeness and completion through our sensual experiences with ourselves and another. Consciousness, number 17, which really goes along with the Moon, which is the subconscious, and then your first chakra in the reverse, okay? And your first chakra is, you know, your career, what your health, what's showing up in your life now, you taking space in the 3D world, not just the 4D and the 5D, okay, Aries? So I feel like for some of you, it's possible that you had like a deep soul connection. You feel a deep soul connection, and you know, maybe you have come across, or you will be in the next 6 months, you've come across somebody where it's like, my soul knows your soul. But this is not about reaching the summit. It's not about a person or a certain outcome. There's so much to be learned when we connect in soulful relationships, or anything that kind of awakens us and gets us seeking like our spiritual path, seeking in the 5D. That's really where we learn our power. And what it's kind of showing here is that for a little while, maybe you haven't been in your power so much, but whatever's happening, it's this key to unlock your subconscious. So really notice the things that you've been upset about, things that you're fearful about, the things that aren't working out. Those things do reveal to us subconscious blocks and subconscious beliefs. And I'm always so grateful when I have like uncomfortable emotions, or okay, I'm not always so grateful. Sometimes I'm pretty ticked off about it, but then I try to get myself back around to being grateful. But those emotions are revealing to us our beliefs, okay? And our beliefs, we begin to see them in the world around us, okay? So you're really having a situation. You could be meeting somebody, if it's not a romantic relationship, you could be meeting somebody that really kind of sparks in you a remembrance, or you could hear, like, watch a video or read a book or something, and something is going to resonate with you. It could be about a past life, or, you know, just something that possibly you haven't been used to. And what it's really doing with this tantric journey here, it's helping you connect with yourself. Like, the biggest thing about spiritual ascension with this mountain and needing to go within, the gold starts when you find it in yourself, okay? Then all of a sudden you find your power, you find the gold. And it's so interesting that the fire and the gold in this is, you know, yellow and orange, which is our solar plexus, you know, our power. And then our sacral chakra, our creativity. And with the Knight of, or the Queen of Wands here, the gold is within you, okay? And when you find that gold, you no longer need to summit, because you start to have this, like, tantra energy, that energy of when you're deeply connecting with another person, and that, like, loving sexual energy and orgasm. You can actually start to experience it in the moment, that fulfillment, that feeling of connection and peace and love, okay? And it's just really helping you ascend in your consciousness, which is awesome, Aries. And it seems like one of the biggest messages is it's really important for you to use this next 6 months to dig deeply into these lessons. When you get uncomfortable emotions, when you experience roadblocks, instead of just trying to, like, push forward and let it get narrower and narrower, deal with what's on the inside so that you can actually start to expand and draw to you the things that you're wanting, rather than having too narrow of a perspective, especially if that perspective isn't serving you. Chemistry in the reverse is coming out in the love oracles. Flirt in the reverse. Why so many? Give your relationship a chance. I'm calling in your soulmate. Okay, so I feel like, again, for some Aries, you could really be tied up in kind of an unhealthy chemical or soul connection, okay? And it is meant to help you find your own power, your own creativity. It could be a muse of some sort. We come across different soul connections that help wake up certain aspects of us. It's almost like, and you can find this in friends and romantic relationships, but you'll come across someone and they might be in your life for a very short moment, but it's like you almost like retrieve a soul fragment from them. You retrieve a remembrance just through having them in your life. But sometimes we get caught up on someone outside of us being the answer, okay? And there's a relationship for you that is actually really satisfying. And sorry, my battery is starting to die. A relationship, a soulful relationship that actually will be fulfilling. It will actually show up in the 3D, but you kind of need to clear out anything that's blocking it. And for some of you, this is just for some, but there's somebody where you might not feel like there's a lot of chemistry, or the energy isn't very flirtatious, but there might be a different type of recognition. And let's see why it's saying give this relationship a chance. Yeah. I mean, it's really going to help you balance. It's going to help you. This could be, for some of you, it's once you break free from chains from a past relationship, okay? Or if you've been kind of obsessing over a specific person, you're going to kind of get a lot of revelation. And as you balance that energy out, you're really calling in and looking to the future and aligning with your future self what you really want. Okay, sometimes we have these connections and it may seem like, oh my gosh, this is going to go so great, and it just fizzles out and it doesn't happen. But I am a big believer that our higher self sometimes blocks us because our higher self knows there's better coming. And ultimately it's us blocking it too, because deep down we know something's not quite right, okay? And for others of you, there's somebody that possibly you met at a party, and this person, you might not feel like there's a lot of chemistry or flirtation, but they're actually very balanced. They're just a lot in their head. There's Libra energy, Sagittarius energy here. Eight of Hazards. You're going to end up considering a direction change with this person. You might not have seen them as anything special, but then all of a sudden something's going to change. Like, the energy's going to balance out and you're going to look a little closer, and this could be someone who comes along. If you don't meet them at a party, it's someone who comes along to help you with a burden, okay? And again, look at that zombie getting like electroshock therapy. They're coming along to kind of help you remember your power. I don't know if this relationship for the Aries that this aspect is for is something that's going to be long-term and really grounded in the 3D, or if it's like almost be careful not to let, if there is strong chemistry, don't get carried away with that. Take what you're meant to get from the connections coming into your life the next 6 months without putting the weight on that, okay? Interesting. We do have the Two of Cups here. We have the Knight of Swords and the Page of Swords in reverse, so that can be Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Be careful about like overlooking, like looking at someone's social media too much or over communicating. You're kind of going into the unknown with relationships right now, okay? There's some interesting connections coming in for Aries, and this won't apply to everybody, but there is definitely a new relationship coming in for a lot of you, and for a lot of you, you're actually going to have a choice between two. You might even right now be trying to make a choice between two relationships, and some Aries are trying to kind of get out of a family situation that has had a lot of toxic energy, and that could be rough right now with quarantine. Okay, let me just turn over these and then I'll pull a few more cards. So we have Clear Out the Clutter, the Frog Spirit, Set Healthy Boundaries, Slow and Steady Wins the Race, okay? And then the Peacock Spirit in reverse, Let It Shine. These are all green cards. Okay, Aries, it seems like this is a very spiritual message, but it's really beautiful too. You're just really being called back to your heart. Rather than the power or the love being dependent on another person, it's really about a lot of self-love, because there's aspects of yourself that you're kind of holding back that you're going to be aligning with more in the next 6 months. And you're just being encouraged to actually dig for the gold. Like I said, when you get those uncomfortable emotions, don't be afraid to look at them and see where they come from, what beliefs, what parts of childhood, and spend some time, forgiving and even finding gratitude for what those situations have taught you, gratitude for your own power to get through them, and work on the belief that the things that you want can come into fruition. But you really want to come from a place of love and not from control, because it doesn't normally work out when we try to control a situation rather than having acceptance for it. Let me just see, is there any other, okay, I feel to use this one. I'm just going to see if there's any more messages for Aries. And I don't know why I'm supposed to switch decks, but I'm going to listen. If you guys like this reading, please like, share, subscribe, or leave a comment below. That really helps the channel. I appreciate you guys. Anything else that Aries needs to know? The world in reverse. The moon. The Hermit. So interesting, because these cards, the Two of Wands, you're getting a lot of the same cards, okay? And what's so interesting about this, it's a similar message, but the world in reverse, everything that's going on in the world, it is leveling you up in your subconscious, okay? Our subconscious creates, and I'm feeling like a lot of Aries, you guys have a lot of power and creative, fiery energy, and to be able to kind of connect to consciousness. So much has been happening in your life and will be in the next 6 months to raise your consciousness so that you can be a part of those who are creating positive outcomes, positive timelines, because with this moon and the and the Hermit, these are both number 9. They're either number 9 or they reduce to number 9 in the major arcana, okay? And if you've heard of Tesla, he says 3, 6, and 9 are the secrets to the universe. So I have overlaid the major arcana over some of Tesla's equations and looked, and it's mind-blowing, because it does end up telling kind of a story of enlightenment and how we manifest. And it's really showing that certain things in your world, it's going to feel boxed in. It's not going to be working, but it is working, because it's getting you back in tune with your heart and self-love, so that your vibration can raise, so that your consciousness can raise, so that what you are focused on starts to be created in your life. You're stepping into your power. You're going to start consciously choosing what you're manifesting, and that is exciting, Aries. All right, if you want a personal reading, or you're interested in the Master Conduit course or my new Love and Above group, we're going to be getting together and doing a monthly subscription group where I'm going to do readings there and a lot of different information on how to ascend, just helping people walk through spirituality, getting in touch with their intuition, working on manifesting, working on their own personal power. It's just going to be a great way to have some accountability and get your questions answered, and be in kind of a safe space to explore some of this stuff. So again, the information's in the box below. I love you, Aries. I hope you guys are doing awesome, and much love to you. Talk to you later. Bye.